in light of the simple fact that Google Incorporated has obviously shown blatant political bias in their actions regarding YouTube and their other services, it is necessary to say that perhaps Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, or the CDA, needs to be revised. Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act of 1996, common name for title whatever, the Telecommunications Act of 1996, is a piece of internet legislation that provides immunity from liability. Basically, as you can read it on this website yourself, in the event that I scroll entirely too rapidly. Has been suggested to be and then there's a bit more about this. Here on the website highlighted in blue to help you to be well informed by what is hopefully a non-biased source. Importantly, the use of the search engine, because this video was made rather spur of the moment in response to Google potentially taking, and YouTube taking, some politically biased methods is a possible interpretation of changes of their terms of service. I'm not saying anything bad about them because I don't have that power. Admittedly, that was not what I thought it was. Eh. Yep, basically, the answer about Section 230 of the CDA is, the Communications Decency Act, is repeal it. Take away the defense and power arbitrary power social media companies have. So they become subjected to heavy regulation by the government. Or rather, let's just say this. Yeah, instead of, I'm going to get rid of this current video because it's all going down the toilet. In light of all of the censorship that has been happening on the internet in the past, most famously info, or infamously, depending on your view, info wars, a YouTube channel, among other things, owned by Alex Jones of Texas. I forgot exactly which city, among various other conservative or right-wing, to one extent or another, YouTube channels, websites, blogs, etc. that have been demonetized, deplatformed, etc. I would say that an internet bill of rights is necessary. And I'm not the only one who has had that thought. And I know that AT&T, the telephone company, once made something of an Internet Bill of Rights. And the closest image I could find for right now is phrased as a digital Bill of Rights. We, the people of the Internet, in order to form a more altruistic online existence, establish privacy of user data, ensure protections for all individuals, provide for the checks and balances of our online rights, promote the general welfare, and secure the liberty of online and identities and our information, in and establish this digital Bill of Rights for the people of the Internet. The user shall have the right to access the Internet. Number 1. Well, that's an obvious place to start. Each and every user shall be offered equal protections of privacy and free speech regardless of nationality, religion, or political beliefs. Basically, never allow Google, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WordPress, or any other platform to censor anyone on any basis. That could be included within that list. Users shall have the right for his or her view of the Internet to be uncensored and unrestricted. The user has the freedom to choose and control with whom he or she shares his or her activity or personal information. Furthermore, data that a user uploads to an online service shall not be shared with other users except at their consent. You make a video on YouTube or you make anything else, you can set it to public, private, and whatever. Any other settings at your discretion. The user has the right to all of his or her original content, works, and information he or she uploads on or produces for the Internet. Here's how the right. Dun, 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 dun. You can read this for yourself. I'm just kind of providing the audio portion as required. But if I was reading all of this for you, I would think it would be rather condescending. And the Internet Bill of Rights can be found here. I was using. I am not paid to plug this website, so that you know. Shing. Boom. Also mentioned at the bottom of this document. Oh, crap. Well, that was... Conservatives say Google and Facebook are censoring that. Here's what's going on. Yeah, the Washington Post is mainstream media, in case you didn't get it. Here's the whole name of the website. Not the article. And there are plenty of other websites, videos, etc. accusing social media of being extremely biased. President Donald John Trump must go on the offensive against big tech companies. C legally seize the domains of Google, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and any other major social media domains to force end to internet censorship. This video article is on censorship.news. And oh heck, this article is able to be found at the website at the address highlighted in blue and near the top of the computer, near the top of this video window. Google dictatorship, Nazi symbols, Roman symbols. The Nazis attempted to bring back the Roman Empire. That's an issue for another time. I will simply scroll through this video, this blog site. Please note, I do not endorse everything that they are saying. As far as a disclaimer is concerned, such as which is to say, I am not being paid by anyone to say this, so I do not necessarily normally endorsing their products, all of their views, politically, religiously, morally, ethically, etc. But, however, I simply find this article to be appropriate for the time due to changes of Google's YouTube terms and conditions of their
services regarding channels that are not deemed commercially viable being removed, which is a completely unreasonable action because Google's YouTube has, as a fact, never been commercially viable, which means they're pushing an agenda. They are politically biased. Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act should be modified. Is an opinion that has also been mentioned elsewhere, however not in this article. Which simply suggests that Google, Facebook, and Twitter are Google, Facebook, Twitter, etc. are guilty of treason. Which is to say that the government needs to seize the domains, shut them down, take control, or do anything necessary, and only allow them back when they would be under the control of the federal government of the United States through being regulated and monitored. Now, like I've said, some of these articles I don't endorse all of the survivalist content or other doom and gloom things that might have been mentioned here. The main reason for why I went over to that is able to be found on another site that I might or might not eventually have more things to say about it to discuss. And of course, the website name, the name of the article, is highlighted in blue near the top of this video. The videos in this video don't have anything to do with the contents of this article. Now, I understand it is possible that people might have been buying the article being typed. However, I would find that to be very unlikely. I might have more to say with this, I might not. Here is even more evidence that Google Incorporated has been engaging in censorship with an extreme political and narrative bias. or at least there's a commentary about that. And the information. This article can be found at highlighted in blue near the top of this video. And that's going to be my usual course of action in a video, where I find articles from the internet, highlight the actual page in blue, in case I scroll too quickly or you just want to see the video on your in your or article, either on your own time, and decide how long to look at a given part of it, and so on. Since Project Veritas exposed Google's bias against conservatives and President Donald John Trump, employees at Google are doing everything in their power to bury what took place. Project Veritas originally posted their video expose on YouTube, which is also owned by Google. Not surprisingly, the tech giant thief, I smell the blood of it. You don't get what I'm going at. What I'm going at is the tech giants are all bad and need to fall just like the giant from the original version of Jack and the Beanstalk. Fall and cause a very big mess on the ground. Take a big fall, no matter how messy. Hopefully not literally, though, unless absolutely necessary for the results to be. And from that point, you can read the article for yourself. I presume you're an adult. I don't want to seem condescending. And one closing thought I have is just to mention that Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act needs to be modified so that Google, Facebook, Twitter, etc., will be held accountable for their actions and will lose protection from everything that Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act gives them protection from due to their extreme political and narrative bias. I would also have to say at this point, though, for anyone and everyone who makes YouTube videos, it is definitely getting close to time to start other channels. At least for those people that make Christian content or anything that would be seen as conservative. Because commercially viable, yes, I was making air quotes, videos, only those things that could be potentially monetized or that agree with the narrative that the very bad people at Google Incorporated are pushing. Anything else they can and will demonetize to remove. Hopefully not immediately, for anything that was simply fair use, but it will eventually be removed.